This is your WW3 news. After the aftermaths of the riots at Torino and that of Milano last year, the Italian government has put into action a decree law regarding law and order. First, juveniles under the age of 18 cannot purchase knives from shops or online. A knife, they can't even have a penknife, believe it or not. And regarding knives, must not be more than 5 centimeters long, must not have a point, as they say, sharper point. Must not be those type of knives which opens and the blade folds away and stuff like that. And there is a thing which, in case you get stopped and ask you what purpose you have this on your person, there is space for that for justification. It could be a thing off camping and God knows what, something like that. Regarding manifestations itself, police on the suspect, they can do stop and search people, which has had a bit too much power, police powers. It should be granted when there are people there. And obviously, who damages public things in a court and film, the criminal offence, immediate arrest. And regarding manifestations itself, has to be reported to the authorities, to Questura or Prefetto, because as normal by Italian law, it has to be communicated. Also, it disrupts traffic. I'm also in the use of law and order agents controlling the situation. The power of tasers, the units they measure will pass from 6,000 to 10,000 units. That's the electrical charge you police officers can use. And people say it's a bit like a fascist, society we're going towards, police having more powers. Police should have powers to combat real crime, not suspected individuals just like that. Because more violent manifestations will come, more draconian measures will come. It's all kind of like man-made in certain way, these measures. And regarding another thing to end, regarding self-defense situations, as in the past, he was under investigation for a particular situation, like the jeweler, for example. He had to use an arm to defend himself. He won't be indicted anymore. That will be the investigations and the circumstances and the evidence which the investigators will put together. Basically, that's very important. You can motive to defend your person from danger, or there's no other way you could defend yourself or probably even others from certain dangers, that comes into this juridical modification, really. And before people were indicted for excess of self-defense, it's unbelievable. And the things will turn around. It already exists, this type of thing, option, because mainly these magistrates, they adopt the indicting, making people spend a hell of a lot of money in legal fees for nothing. First they got to establish the case, whether you have to proceed against the person or not. That's based on the circumstances, really. What has happened to that young chap in Torino, or somewhere, when that gypsy burglar broke in, I think it was him and his son, which used violence against the owner of the house because they were discovered in the actors in the robbery. And obviously, to defend himself, he stabbed one of these. And afterwards, this person didn't die there in the house. This person, he died because both of them, the accomplices, they ran away. And after this person was bleeding to death, the other two accomplices, they just dumped in front of the hospital. They should be indicted for that, really, not him. And he's not indicted for excess of self-defense. In the case of those two gypsy burglars, I think there's a whole series of criminal offences they're going to be accused of. The law already exists, and it depends what magistrate or judge at that time who is in charge of the investigation, basically. Now, this is a good thing because it makes it compulsory in these situations. The judge has to follow the procedure, and it's only good like this, because first you indict him and afterwards you establish the case itself afterwards. It's impossible. You have to have knowledge of the felony, and obviously accusing just one person of a certain thing is very biased, juridically speaking, here in Italy. I think in some countries it's like that.